Big news out of Tucson last week is Jedd Fisch is the newest head coach of the Arizona Wildcats football program. Fisch has seen many stops along his long coaching career at the college and pro level, but aside from going 1-1 in an interim capacity, he's never been a head coach, and some might question whether he's ready to lead his own Power 5 program. But Yogi Roth at the Pac-12 Network believes the variety of skill sets and mentorship he's received throughout his career can help Fisch turn the program around in Tucson.
I think that Jedd is prepared for this job, and I believe that he's prepared his entire life for this job. And I've known him for a long time. We met back in the day when he was with the Seahawks in 2009. It was the first time I met him, and I got to know his story. And I've interviewed him. I've had lunch with him. I've spent time with his family. I spent a month with him in Miami when he was the OC with the Hurricanes doing a documentary on just their quarterback room. So I've seen him work intimately with that position. I've seen him run offensive meetings. I just think that he's ready. And then you look at the people that he's learned from, and I think a lot of fans saw his resume and were like, he's a job jumper. He's going to go from this job to the next one. Or why do we think he's even going to stay? And all Jedd Fisch has ever wanted, and he said it in his opening press conference, he's only wanted to stay at a place. Just the way the business works and his path took him to so many places. And when you really, I think, objectively step back and you say, yeah, it makes sense. He started at Florida, learned from Steve Spurrier. Then went to the Texans, was on the ground floor of a new franchise. Then went to the Ravens, learned from Brian Billick. Then was with Shanahan to learn the run game. Then ran his own thing with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Then to the Seahawks to learn from Pete Carroll. Then he got to run an offense with the Hurricanes. Then to the NFL to be an offensive coordinator. Then to Michigan. And then after Michigan, Jim Mora said, come to UCLA. I'm not going anywhere because of my contract. Everybody thought that was the case. And, of course, he got let go. And Jedd could have jumped again. He stayed in LA, got on with the Rams for his family, learned from Sean McVay, and really began to hone his craft of how he could be a head coach. So long-winded, but I really believe, and I'm urging fans to get to know the context around his journey and then judge him on his performance as he rebuilds this thing. Because the truth is, this thing needs to be rebuilt, right? The program has been fractured. Players have left. The roster needs to be rebuilt. I think Jedd Fisch and the staff he's going to hire will have the ability to do that.
Now, you mentioned what needs to happen with the program. The transfers are coming out left and right, and that's been for multiple years. And the program's also facing what every college program is facing right now with the coronavirus, mentally, financially, physically. What is the biggest esse that Jedd needs to tackle once he touches down in Tucson?
Well, I think the biggest thing is to get trust from your players, and he knows it. That is earned. Point blank. So he's got to go earn that. And he's excited to go do that. And then I think is to invoke hope within your players, right? Can your building be one of hope and knowledge? And if so, and the players, whether it is someone who's in the portal and maybe will come back, somebody on the roster who's been buried in the depth chart, or returning starters, say, yeah, when I walk into the building, I believe I'm going to get better. I believe that I have the opportunity to become the player that I thought I could be coming out of high school. And then the same thing for recruits. When I walk into this facility, can I achieve the dreams academically, athletically that I've set for myself and my family? That's it. I just think college football, we can get caught up in X's and O's, and they're going to be great. But it's really about, do you believe that you can accomplish something special in the building you're walking into and the practice field you're walking onto? And if you don't, you got no chance. You just have no chance. So I think that is what Jedd will be an expert at. I think all the mentors he's been around has prepared him for this. And he's practiced at being a head coach. I mean, this is a guy every offseason that puts together, how am I going to handle this scenario? How will I handle that? And some things he'll do on the fly, like specifically coaching in game. But I think the culture part of it is the biggest thing he knows he has to tackle. I think he will tackle it. And I think he'll have incredible success once he gets on campus around the players.
What do you foresee this identity of U of A football under Jedd Fisch being?
I think it's going to be one, and every coach says it, but they want to, and he said in his presser, they want to be the teams, when they see them on the schedule, they say, we got to strap it up, right? You say that before you play Utah. That's been going on for a long time. You say it now before you play Oregon State. We're talking about a rebuild. Or you say it now against ASU, right, to a large degree. I think that's going to be something for him. Offensively, you're going to see a really nice blend. Obviously they'll tailor it to their personnel, but they're going to want to run the football, but it'll be a dynamic passing attack, man. Because it's not like Arizona doesn't have a lot of players. They just don't have a lot of depth, right? So how do they go work the portal? How do they find some pieces that'll fit? Now, I don't think it'll be 100% what you see in game one next year will be the identity of Arizona Wildcat football. I think it'll take 2 seasons to really implement that. But I think you'll see the foundation. I think a lot of it will depend on Jedd getting in and saying, well, what do we even have? Because his background in offense is really diverse. He's seen it and ran pretty much all the offenses that are out there, notwithstanding the air raid, and he understands elements of the run and shoot as well as anybody else.